So where did the Khmer come from? The long history of the Khmer people and culture. Long before the modern nations of Asia were born, in the heart of the Mekong Basin, a people began to shape one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever known. They are the Khmer, builders of Angkor, creators of timeless art, keepers of ancient traditions. This is their story. 1. The deep origins. The roots of the Khmer stretch far back, even before recorded history. The ancestors of the Khmer belonged to the Austroasiatic language family, the same family as the Mon people of present-day Myanmar and Thailand, and the Viet people of Vietnam. They settled along the Mekong River, living in harmony with the fertile floodplains and forests. Here, rice cultivation became the foundation of society. The rhythm of life followed the rains, the floods of the Tonle Sap, and the cycles of the moon and stars. These ancient communities practiced animism, worship of spirits in trees, mountains, and rivers. This early spirituality would later merge with Hinduism and Buddhism, creating the unique Khmer worldview. 2. The Kingdom of Funan, 1st to 6th century. The first state known to history in this region was Funan, emerging in the 1st century CE. Funan was not an empire of conquest, but a network of thriving city-states along the Mekong Delta. Traders from India and China passed through Funan, carrying silk, spices, and ideas. Sanskrit language, Hinduism, and Buddhist teachings began to blend with local traditions. Funan kings were among the first to adopt the Devaraja, or God-king concept, linking their rule to the divine. In Funan, Khmer culture took root. The Khmer adopted Indian writing, built early temples of brick and wood, and created art that mixed local and foreign traditions. 3. The Kingdom of Chenla, 6th to 8th century. As Funan declined, power shifted to Chenla, a land-based kingdom. Chenla expanded north and west, controlling vast territories. Here, the Khmer identity became stronger. Kings built sanctuaries to Shiva and Vishnu on mountaintops, believing mountains were sacred links between heaven and earth. Inscriptions in Old Khmer began to appear, proof of a growing national consciousness. Daily life revolved around rice farming, fishing, weaving, and religious rituals. Khmer art began to show its own style, strong, graceful, and deeply spiritual. 4. The rise of Angkor, 9th century. In the year 802 CE, a turning point came. On Phnom Kulen, a holy mountain near Siem Reap, King Jayavarman II declared himself Chakravartin, the universal monarch. This was the birth of the Khmer Empire, the beginning of Angkor. For the next 600 years, Angkor would be the beating heart of Khmer civilization. The Khmer kings built an empire stretching from the Mekong to the Gulf of Thailand, from Laos to Vietnam, from the jungles of Cambodia to the plains of Burma. 5. The Khmer Empire's golden age, 9th to 13th century, architecture and temples. The Khmer were master builders. At the center of their world was Angkor Wat, constructed by King Suryavarman II in the 12th century. It is the largest religious monument on earth, a stone representation of Mount Meru, the home of the gods. Other kings left their mark. Jayavarman VII built the Bayon, with its giant stone faces watching over Angkor Thom. Taprom and Preah Khan were dedicated to his family and the Buddhist faith. Hundreds of smaller temples, each telling stories of gods, demons, and daily Khmer life, still stand today. Water and agriculture. But Angkor was not only about temples. The Khmer were masters of water management. They built huge reservoirs, barrays, and canals that turned the land into a rice-producing powerhouse. This hydraulic system fed millions and sustained the empire for centuries. Beliefs and culture. The Khmer kings saw themselves as divine protectors of their people. Astrology and cosmology guided their decisions. Festivals marked the turning of the seasons. The Khmer celebrated life with music, dance, and ritual. The Apsara dance, carved into temple walls, was performed by celestial dancers to please the gods and bless the kingdom. Khmer silk weaving, bronze casting, and stone carving reached astonishing beauty. 6. Zhou Daguan's visit, 1296 CE. In 1296, a Chinese diplomat named Zhou Daguan visited Angkor. His writings give us a precious glimpse into daily Khmer life, markets full of rice, fish, fruits, and silk, grand processions of the king with golden chariots and elephants, noble women with delicate jewelry and flowing skirts, ordinary farmers, strong and hard-working, tied to the cycles of rice and water, temples alive with chanting monks and offerings to the gods. He described Angkor as a city without equal, larger and more sophisticated than anything in China at the time. 7. Decline of Angkor, 14th to 15th century. But greatness is never eternal. By the 14th century, the Khmer Empire faced challenges. Climate change brought droughts and floods that damaged the water system. Neighboring kingdoms, especially Ayutthaya of Siam, grew powerful. Shifts in trade routes reduced Angkor's wealth. By the 15th century, the Khmer abandoned Angkor. The jungle reclaimed the temples, but the Khmer people did not vanish. They moved south toward Phnom Penh, keeping their traditions alive. 8. Khmer culture. After Angkor. Even without a great empire, Khmer culture endured. Buddhism became the heart of Khmer society, blending with old animist traditions. The Khmer language survived, linking past and present. Art, dance, and festivals continued, passed from generation to generation. Khmer identity proved unbreakable. Through centuries of struggle, including colonization and war, the Khmer spirit always rose again. 9. Legacy of the Khmer today. Cambodia stands as the living heir of this history. Angkor Wat appears on the national flag, the only flag in the world to honor a temple. Khmer New Year, Pshomben, and the Water Festival keep ancient traditions alive. The Khmer people are guardians of a civilization that once led the world in art, architecture, and spirituality. The story of the Khmer is not only about the past, it is about resilience, survival, and cultural pride. So where did the Khmer come from? From the rivers and forests of the Mekong Basin, from Funan and Chenla, from Angkor's glory, from centuries of triumph and hardship. When did they come? More than 2,000 years ago, and they are still here. The Khmer are not just a people of history, they are a people of today, carrying an ancient flame that continues to shine for the world.